I am surprised how many times I have been speaking to someone in the community and I've had to explain something. I say, well, there's these group of guys, I call them the church guys, that they come out once a month for a couple hours and they help me do things. And there's always this real shock and really? And I even had someone this last week ask, was it just for the church people?
Ken, something else I wanted to mention was the timeliness, and it's almost as if God has a sense of humor. He knows what people really need. I remember the first time me and you went out with a couple other guys to the woman's house that I'm still serving today. She had actually gone out that morning and bought a Rosie the Riveter women's how to fix it around the house book because so much was going on with her house, and she just was almost in tears. Just the way that God provided us for her at that exact moment. And I still think of that today and chuckle. And another thing about what we do is you don't have to be really handy, you don't have to have skills. Sometimes I'll go there with a team of 4 or 5 guys and 2 or 3 of us will actually be doing some work of some sort. The other ones will just be talking or praying or sharing or just fellowshipping. And we just kind of take turns swapping around with that. Whatever needs to get done physically gets done, and the rest of the time is just being in community with her. And it's a blessing to all of us.
But I'm used to doing things myself. I mean, I've always taken care of my property. I've always taken care of the house. So I've done most of the things there. But one thing I couldn't do was get a couch from the second floor down to the first floor. I could move it out of the room and I could like tip it up and I could get it turned and I could then kind of climb over and get to the other end and then push and pull and shove. But when it came to making the turn on the stairwell, I couldn't do it. And I got stuck. And the couch got stuck in the stairwell. And it stayed there for about a month because I didn't really have anybody to call to come over and help move it. And I kind of went, God, what's next on the agenda? So when Ken called me and said that this ministry was, I guess it's a national movement to help single people, it really was so timely and such a blessing.
Well, I enjoy the fellowship. I got to tell you, it's fantastic. You know, we start out after Ironman, and then after an hour of Ironman, then we go out and we do God's work. We help whoever we can help, and it's just a blessing to know that at the same time, in that fellowship, that we're growing as a family. And I think it's amazing what God can do in just a little work we do in 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday. I mean, not only are we doing the fellowship with people within our church, but it's amazing how the neighbors are starting to see this.
Okay.
And you talk about community, recognizing what we're doing, it's just so fantastic.
Last year was really fun because the December or November, end of November, I think it must have been November meeting. I couldn't be there, I can't remember, I had to be somewhere, and Ken and the guys showed up anyway, and I had just a couple things jotted down that I was hoping that they could help me with, and they did. And what they did, which really surprised me, which I was unable to do, was to get a Christmas tree. So the guys went out and they got a Christmas tree and they put it up. And the last 4 years of struggling to get a Christmas tree in a stand all by myself I was not looking forward to it. I didn't have time to do it because, I'd been studying for my testing, that was it. And so I wasn't able to do it that year. And I came home and there it was. It just felt like little elves had been in the house and put the Christmas tree. But it was very meaningful to me and I think to the guys too, to be able to share that. It was a real blessing.
And I think the most important thing in our life is time. You know, and what little time it takes to do such a wonderful thing is amazing. So I'm really excited about this new man's commandment, and if I haven't asked you, I'm going to ask you. You know, there's no excuse. There's going to be a challenge to get you there. So we'll get over that challenge because we need the help, and this is why we're doing this video, is because we're doing a recruiting effort on this, you know, because there are women in need in our church, and we should be the first to fulfill that need. You know, and God bless you for volunteering.